Hi everybody, I'm Marbozir and welcome back to Let's Play Shadowrun Hong Kong. So, let's continue where we left off. I think it's time to accept our first job. But before we do that, we need to pick up some more cross skills. For Isabel and for our new guy, Reactor. What are his options? Plus 5% accuracy for the drone, or extra movement for the drone. Okay then. 5% accuracy seems nice. Let's go for accuracy, and I decided to grab espionage for Isabel. So, that's that. Let's check the jobs. We had 3 jobs available on the mission computer. So, serial killer, artifact liberation, and geomantic sabotage. Let's check the serial killer. From Kindly Cheng to Hulk. I've got a problem, Hulk, and you're going to help me solve it. I do a lot of business with the Wampoans. If you're not familiar with the term, I'll forgive you. You are an outsider after all. The Wampoans are a tribe of techno-fetishists and deckers who've taken up residence in the Wampoa Garden area of Hong Kong. They make and trade high-tech goods to people from all over the world. A lot of Nguyen passes through their pasty little fingers, and I make a lot of money brokering deals between them and the smugglers here in Hioi. I've hit a snag though. The Wampoan elders, their council of leaders, are being eliminated by a serial killer. They've asked me to dispatch someone to get to the bottom of it and stop the killings. And they're not taking their goods from my turf until I do. So you're going to be my proxy, dear. I don't care how you do it, but I need those murders stopped. The Wampoans have delegate here in Hioi by the name of Maximum Law. Speak with him if you wish to know more about Wampoa. He's got a big mouth, but he knows very little of importance. Don't expect much from that half-empty bottle of vinegar. You get your ass down to Wampoa Garden and talk to the elders. Lie, cheat, and steal if you have to, so long as they're convinced that there won't be any more murders. I want my cat back, and I want it soon. Alright, let's take the run then. Sounds interesting. Good. I'll tell the elders that you're coming. They don't like outsiders, and they might shoot at you if I don't warn them that you'll be arriving. Well... okay then. So, let's go. I don't think we have any more business in here. This way? Yep. Alright then, that's our first run. Should be fun. Well, not counting the stuff that we did so far, but this is the first official run for Kindly Cheng. So, hold on, where do we need to go? I'm just looking. What? Oh, right here, okay. How did I miss that? Board the train, right. Fair enough. Head to Wampoa Garden to discover who's killing the Wampoan elders. Yep, that's what we're doing. So, who are we going to bring with us? Duncan? What about this guy? Reactor? Oh, we have some other people as well. Oh, we would have to pay. Right, never mind. I think I'll bring Gobet for the heal and for the buffs. Her buffs are quite nice. And we can take one more person. A decker or a rigger. Well, Isabel might be useful for her decking ability. I also want to give this guy a try, but let's bring Isabel this time. Alright, so that's our team. Let's go! Outsider. Wampoa Garden, a carnival of chrome and neon, rife with every manner of technology and artifice one can imagine. The entire area has the feel of a night market, save that chips are sold in lieu of steamed buns, and vendors hawk the latest drones rather than folk art. Something stalks these streets, hiding just out of sight. It stalks the Wampoan elders, the leaders of the band of tech-savvy squatters that have claimed this neighborhood as their own. The streets smell of ozone and fear, and those Wampoans you pass in the MTR station have a haunted, furtive look in their eye. While the killer has struck only at the elders thus far, It may only be a matter of time before ordinary residents are menaced as well. Okay then. So we don't really have anything else that we can bring with us, so yeah. I could move some of these items around, but I don't think there's the need to. No, this is fine. Oh yeah, we do have some unspent karma. Let's just spend it right now then. We got 9 karma available. So we could pick up 5 in strength. We'll need that one way or the other. We could also increase our body skill. We're going to need more health. That leaves us with just 2. Huh. Okay then. Yeah, I'm not going to spend any more points in charisma, at least not right now. Maybe in the future, if we get a lot of extra karma. I could increase my dodge, but that would also require increasing quickness. Let's just go for 7 in body. One more point in melee weapons wouldn't give us anything specific. We need more karma. Can strike multiple targets in range. Well, that's nice. Right, body. Can't go wrong with more health. The streets of Whampoa Garden are sleek with rain, glittering under the neon glow of myriad signs and holographic displays. The sky reflects the same glow, painting the white apartment blocks, the sickly orange of sodium streetlights. The smell of grilling meat mingles with other, rarer scents, ozone, engine oil, and high-tech fabrication facilities. Despite the hour, there are plenty of people out and about. You can hear the calls of street vendors and touts, urging people into their stores. Isabel wrinkles her nose, scowling darkly. She wraps her arms tightly around her chest, staring off into the distance. Is there a word for feeling nostalgic for a place you can't wait to live again? I don't miss this place, but I miss the feelings I had when I lived here. Not that I know of. This place seemed like heaven after the walled city, like the whole world had unfurled in front of me, and anywhere I turned, there was the promise of a good life. Turned out this place was just as crappy as everywhere else. Everyone was still in it for themselves. Gobbet claps a hand on Isabel's shoulder, who flinches and pulls away. That's a great life lesson is, I'm serious. At the end of the day, life's a raw deal. You've got yourself and a handful of friends, and that's it. Nothing else. Duncan casts a sidelong glance at Isabel and Gobbet, shaking his head. You got some strange ideas about life. Sure, life's a meat grinder, but come on, there's gotta be more to life than just surviving. Does there? What makes you the authority on that? I'm done talking about this. Anyway, we're looking for the Whampoan elders. They're gonna be in the Whampoa itself. That's the big ship down the street. I've seen pictures. It looks like a yacht. That's the mall shaped like a boat, right? That's the one. Somebody thought it would be clever to make a uniquely shaped mall. Alright then, so let's take a look around. Are there any other people we can talk with? We'll just look around, see what we can find. Not sure how big this area is. Not super big, I suppose. Not much we can do here. Alright, fine, let's just move on. So, here's the elder. Let's have a chat. This orc woman is festooned with small circuits, tiny 3D screens and speakers. The 3D screens display snippets of 3D broadcasts from every corner of the world. The tiny speakers play counterpoint, with a sorceress of voices speaking different languages. Her expression is haggard, and she fidgets with her fingers as you approach. Welcome. Welcome to the Whampoa, my friend. I am Elder NG, and these are Elders Tong and Ip. Thank you so much for answering our request for help. We had nowhere else to turn. Okay? It's the least I could do. Under Tong's skin, glowing tattoos writhe and change shape. Tigers become cranes and move on to dragons. We're under threat. One by one, we elders are being haunted by some monster. As you may have noticed when you arrived, there's been another killing just tonight. The prodigal daughter returned once more. I didn't expect to see you back aboard the Wampoa in my lifetime, Isabel. When you disappeared, Elder Yetunde was very put out. I'm glad you're still alive. When you chose to walk your own path, I was disappointed, but I still understood why you had to leave. I hope my lessons have helped you prosper. Didn't expect to be back either. Work takes you places, though. I don't cart this around for fun, Ip. The lessons kept me alive. Where's Yetunde anyway? I expected her to be here, in before she's the one who got assassinated. She's dead. So are Gun and Nakamura, and Tong was killed just tonight. So much blood. You have to stop this from continuing. Isabel's expression remains impassive, but her knuckles grow white as her hands ball up into fists. That's what we're here for. We'll stop the killings. Thank you, Isabel. Okay then. Have you made any enemies recently? Not that I can think of. We keep to ourselves. We buy and sell technology. We're not mercenaries or criminals. We're merchants and deckers. And even if someone was cheated in a deal, this kind of response is unthinkable. Whatever did this, it wasn't human. The violence and savagery. It's a monster, whatever it is. Plenty of meta-humans are monsters too, NG. Just because it's horrible doesn't mean it's supernatural. What can you tell me about the murders? They started 2 weeks ago. The first to go was Gun. We found him in his apartment, eviscerated. He'd been torn apart. His head had been ripped completely off, and most of his skin flayed away. There was so much blood it took us a week to clean out his apartment. The rest have been the same, always at night, always dismembered. Each scene is like a nightmare, and every time nobody has seen anything. It's like a ghost. What happened to Tong? The same thing that happened to the rest of the victims, evisceration and dismemberment. We sent a guard to keep people out of his shop, but he let you in. Sometime early tonight, he'd locked up in his shop, but Ib stopped by to ask him about some skill chips he had. The door was unlocked, and inside looked like a bad horror sim, just like all the other murders. It had to have happened after sundown, because I saw his shop was open when I was on my way to get some noodles for dinner. Why didn't you call the police? The Hong Kong police force isn't welcome here. They've tried to force us out several times before, or come hunting for someone to pin a crime on. We do a lot of favors for local gangs and triads, handle their magic security, fix up their gear, and make sure they have access to the Hong Kong Shadowlands hub. We're too valuable a resource for them to lose, so they protect us when the HKPF or anyone else decides we're an easy target. They handle our physical security, and we make sure to send the message via the Matrix. The last time the HKPF made trouble, we started airing the assistant chief's dirty laundry over the thread. They got the picture and backed off. What do the Wampuan elders do? They make the rules and kick people out who don't obey them. They're a bunch of petty tyrants, that's what. You're being unfair, Isabel. Our laws are for the good of the community. We keep the Wampoa and its residents safe. We review trade agreements with outsiders to see if they're good for the community. We provide a guiding vision, like a town council. Okay? I can respect that. I'm glad you understand. This community is fragile, and the authorities bear us a lot of ill will. A single misstep could spell our end. I am the invoker of sprites. I commune with the spirits of machines, ask them for blessings, and pass those blessings on to people here. I heal the sick and ensure the feng shui of our habitats is as good as it can be, given our confines. She's a shaman, that's all. She's just got some cocky spin on it. Claims her totem is some kind of all-encompassing machine god that lives in circuitry. Ancient gods and ancestors are one thing. My deck? It's mine. I built it. The only spirits is God. The only spirits it's God in it are the ESPs I load it up with. Just because you cannot see or touch a thing does not mean that it does not exist. Just because you do not believe in it does not mean it does not protect you from afar. I can't touch programs either, but at least I can prove they have an effect on the physical world. Your superstitions are just that, bullshit. This guy treats drones like they're living things. Is that right? What exactly do you do, Tang? I am the first and glorious servo. I study patterns, repair machinery, and teach others how to attune themselves to the wonders of automation. The blessed Autofab is my shop and purview, where we make the drones we use and sell. As for me, I serve as the resplendent voltage spike. That means I shoot people who try to screw with us. It's a fancy title for head of security. That's all for now. It might be wise to ask the residents of Whampoa Garden if they've seen or heard anything after they've gone to Tong's sensory carnival. They may have seen or heard things we have not. Alright, so that was a thing. Anyone else we can talk with around here? Let's have a look. I guess not. Just the elders from the looks of it. Alright, let's go back then. Let's go back! Here's the sensory carnival. We still can't talk with anyone here? Okay, let's go in then. Porter Lamb, at your service. The elders told me that you'd be coming. They tell you about what happened to Tong. He got killed earlier tonight, yeah? Killed. Huh. That's rich. Killed is when a BTL head sticks a knife in you for your cred stick, or the cops put toe in your chest for not kissing up hard enough. This is something else entirely. This isn't killed. This is slaughtered like a fatted calf. Watch yourself. It's a goddamn mess in there. Well, let's take a look then. Okay. Tong's sensory carnival looks like a scene out of a B-grade slasher theme. The cloying scent of incense hangs thick and pungent in the air, emanating from the small shrine in the corner of the shop. Unfortunately, it does nothing to cover up the reek of death and clotted blood. Despite the ragged remnants of Elder Tong littering the floor, the rest of the shop appears to be in good order, at least at first glance. Nothing is broken, tipped over, or otherwise ransacked. As you're about to step further into the room, you glance at the ceiling and walls. The blood from Tong's body isn't just confined to where his remains lie. Drying blood is spread about the walls and ceiling as well. Well, that's just nasty. Yeah, this is nasty. Let's check the body then. Not much of a body. Tong's body is a ruined mess. The destroyed ruin of his face is barely recognizable, and what is left of his body would best be described as savaged. All of his limbs have been torn off, and a pile of flayed skin lies next to the remnants of the Whampoan Elder. Yeah, that's just gruesome. The Whampoan's clothing has all but been reduced to rags and tissue by cuts and tears apparently sustained during the flaying. At this point, the only thing holding what's left of his body into a semblance of human form is a hair-thin fiber optics of his cyberware. Gobet puts a hand over her mouth, speaking in an uncharacteristically serious tone. Sweet heaven, Hulk, I haven't seen anything like this since Auntie Wong tried to stash some cred sticks in a devil's rat nest. It takes a lot to turn my stomach, but we sure have a winner today. This is seriously messed up. I'll second that. This isn't a murder. This is more like, I don't know, a feeding frenzy. If it weren't for the skin, I'd say Tong stepped on a goddamn mine or something. Okay, we don't have any of these skills. Have Gobbet. Check the body. You're the boss. Man, this is gonna be unpleasant. There's no fear here, Hulk. No anger either. Just this kind of satisfied feeling. Tong never saw it coming, and whoever did it was professional about it. Which is pretty odd, because nobody's professional about eviscerating a body, as far as I know. You think it was a hit? You mean the murder wasn't some kind of animal attack? I don't know why the killer was after Tong, but it definitely wasn't any kind of mindless creature, or even someone particularly passionate. It was somebody who planned this and executed it, and was glad about it. I don't know. It kinda feels like it was just business as usual. Yeah, business as usual. Okay. Well, so not much else we can do with this. Alright then, let's take a look around. Check the wall. The walls are covered in splattered and smeared blood, most of which has hardened into a crusty, congealed paste. Thick tracks of it run laterally. It looks like the blood has been deliberately smeared. Hey Hulk, I don't know a whole lot about science or all that, but I don't know what blood looks like. But I know what blood looks like when it hits a wall. This isn't natural. Somebody deliberately smeared blood all over these walls. See how it looks like it's got paint trails? That's because somebody used Tong's parts like a brush. So they painted his walls with blood. Why? Do I look like a psychologist to you? Maybe because they're a freak. Maybe they're one of those sick serial killers that sees their murders as art. I got no clue. All I know is what normal blood looks like on a wall, and this ain't it. Some people have a bad grasp of art. I knew this guy in Tong who used to make music out of stray radio static and panic button calls. Called it a crisis wave. It was awful. Anything else we can check? No. Open the door then. Okay. Desk safe. Tong's desk drawers are open, and the safe that's built into one side has been opened. There's no sign of tampering, and the green light next to the word unlocked is blinking. Whoever opened the safe did it with a key fob. Inside are several blank credit sticks, but no sign of any money on them. Looks like someone looted his stash. A guy like this wouldn't keep only empty credit sticks in his safe. Search bathroom. Okay. Nothing there. SimSense editor. This is a Yamaha 95000V SimSynth, a device for mixing and mastering SimSense chips. Several drive bays are empty, and all of the chip jacks are empty. The screen is flashing a repeated error message. Warning, requested files cannot be found. Please return the drives to bay and try again. Have Isabel debug it? There. I've put the drive warning on suspend. It's in diagnostic mode only though. Maybe we'll learn something, maybe not. Beginning core dump. Looks like Tong was cooking some BTLs here. He's hacked the peak controller output cutoffs. The delta levels on sim chips are usually about 4 to 5, 6.5 for Cal HODs. His delta peaks are pushing 12. That's brain burning territory, Hulk. And all the drives and chips those BTLs were stored on are missing. I never liked Tong, but it wasn't because he was a bad guy. I just didn't like any of the elders. But if he was cooking chips at Delta 12, maybe he burned somebody he shouldn't have. Maybe they flipped their lid and came after him, or a relative did. The meta-human brain can't handle this kind of output. It will shut down after a few of these. Okay, interesting. So, are we done here? I think we're done here, there's nothing else. So what do we do with all of this information now? Well, we search for the killer. Whatever it is. Well, apparently it's not an animal or anything like that. Not much we can talk with this guy about. It looks like somebody went through Tong's things. Has anyone else been inside? Not since I've been here, but before Ip found him, could have been anybody really. Ip had a key to his place, but the lock's total crap. Anybody half decent at cracking maglocks could have gotten inside. What's missing? His BTLs, hard drives and cred sticks are all missing. Sounds like the killer looted his place to me. All this talk of monsters? Yeah, sure. They are scary things that go bump in the night. But most of the scary bumps I hear are from handguns and gangers. What do you do around here? It's a catch-all category, I guess. I work for Elder Ip. It's a bit like being a deputy. I make sure people don't break the rules, protect people who need protecting. Mostly, I just do whatever Ip asks me to. It's a pretty quiet job most days. Today's not one of those days. Yeah, that's an understatement, alright? I also handle a lot of maintenance. I don't actually do the repairs, but I've got most of the keys. It makes it easy to ensure only authorized people get into sensitive places. Electricity goes down, I let in the electrician who fixes the wiring. Toilets clogged, I let in the drone guy who opens it back up. Alright, see ya later. So let's just look around then. There are some more people we can talk with. Zippy. Hey stranger, nice to see you. Zippy toe tag at your service. How are you liking Whampoa Garden? I'm Hulk. Nice to meet you. You're awfully friendly. You don't even know me. We've never met before this, but I know exactly who you are. You're my replacement. The elders had me autopsy what was left of Elder Gun and Elder Nakamura after they got ripped apart, but I didn't want to dig any deeper. So since I don't know you, all I can smell, and I can smell a Shadowrunner a mile away, you've got to be the outsider they asked to stop the killings, right? Yep, that's right. Show off. Yes, you're right. See, I have good eyes. A lot of good eyes, actually. If you're in the market for replacements, only slightly used, and they come from certified donors, I swear. Man, I kill myself. Pretty funny. You a stand-up comedian? With jokes like that? Are you kidding me? I'm one of the only trained surgeons around here. I keep the other Whampoans healthy. Got a practice down the road. Blind Chain's a pretty good cyberdog, but he's basically an implant specialist and that's it. How do you end up here? I did my residency back in the UCAS. Could have become a real MD too, if things hadn't gone south, for unrelated reasons. I also deck a little, but I'm better at slicing skin than I see. Whampoa Garden seemed a good fit for me. You must have a lot of customers? That's the cheap truth. I have to charge to cover my costs and eat, but it's damn near free service. There's always a waiting list. But it's good, honest work. I like helping my neighbors and the community. We all look out for each other. Somebody messes with one of us, they mess with all of us. That kind of community is rare as gold these days. How many places have an ethos like us? Not the damn corpse, that's for sure. I've lived in a lot of places, done my fair share of shadowrunning, but this place is special. It's been a long time since I really felt like anywhere was a real home. I'm sure I'll move again, but not for a while. I'm not done with this city or these people. Okay. So is it fairly peaceful around here? For the most part, other than these killings, we don't have much by way of problems. We do information security for the Triads, and that makes us fairly impervious to anyone who wants to start trouble. Anyone starts something, we hit them in the Matrix, while our Triad friends hit them in mid-space. Some small-time gangs have tried pushing in here before, but they backed off when they figured out they weren't just picking a fight with Tong and his guys, but with both the Red Dragon and Yellow Lotus. They've got the message really quick. What was left of them anyway. Alright then, so I think I'm going to make a cut here and continue this in the next episode. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.